What is going on, guys? This is Fabreezy and welcome back to my channel. And today I'm going to answer one of the most sought after questions I get pretty much all the time, which is, Fabreezy, what is actually inside your FPV backpack? Oh, this is heavy. Now this video is for anyone who doesn't really know what to pack in their backpack, especially when you're starting out. It can be quite overwhelming because there's so many loose parts that come with flying FPV. Throughout this video, I will ensure to give you as much detail as possible and give you tips and tricks on how you can potentially improve your setup. And as always, if you haven't subscribed yet, I would really appreciate your support. So let's jump in. So let's start with the obvious, of course, the FPV drones. Now in the world of FPV, there's a range of sizes. There's the small guy and there's the big one. I usually always have at least 2 drones with me because you never really know if something happens, and also you want to have some sort of variety between them. So for example, the Protec 35 is obviously great for indoors or if you want to fly closer to things, and if you want to dive down a mountain or get some crazy landscape stuff, you want to go with a 5-inch, which is a Titan XL5 in this case. I always make sure to have both of these drones with me because you never really know what situation you find yourself in, and it's always good to have backup. That being said, I should add that I just got the Protec 25 together with the GoPro 10 Bones. This setup is definitely going to be with me moving forward simply because you are able to capture such unique content with it. It's super small, it has the naked GoPro, so it weighs pretty much nothing, and you're able to fly anywhere with that thing. So yeah, this is definitely part of my FPV backpack. The next thing on the list is the action camera. I use the GoPro 10 for all of my shots. I love this camera, it goes everywhere with me and is responsible for all the videos that I create, really.
All right, good luck everyone. Time to shine, baby.
I like to have 2 GoPros with me at all times, once again, just in case. It's always good to have a backup, and sometimes you also just want to chuck on a GoPro next to you to get some cool BTS, just in case.
Let's go!
Let's go, baby! Let's go!
So yeah, these cameras are an absolute beast, highly recommend them. Also make sure that you have plenty of batteries. In my case, I keep all my batteries in one of the GoPro pouches. I have probably like around 10 batteries or so I'm always juiced up. And I also have a couple of spare sets of the Polar Pro ND filters. These things are super important, they're high quality, and they're also partially responsible for all my cinematic content because they allow you to keep shutter speeds and frames per second in balance. So make sure you get yourself ND filters because they will change your content forever. Also inside this pouch we have some lens wipes, which are super handy if you quickly want to clean your lenses, and also some spare cables which are pretty much scattered throughout the bag. But I always have 2 in here. And then we also have a GoPro battery charger and a max lens mode. This pouch has pretty much everything I need to ensure that my GoPros are always running. The next thing on the list are the goggles. In my case, I'm still using the V1 DJI goggles actually. I'm very overdue to upgrade, to be honest, because they also have some sun damage, which is very annoying when flying. But this is my first set of goggles. I still have that with me and we'll probably never get rid of it, but I'm definitely keen to upgrade eventually. On the goggles you can see the True RC antennas. I'm pretty happy with them. They do its job very well and are great for long range flights. To control the aircraft I use the TBS Tango 2. I am very happy with this one. It's super compact, it's great for traveling, it's easy to set up, great for long range because it has crossfire in it and it has the module already inside, so there's no extra module you need to purchase. The price is great, and yeah, I really like this one. So this is also part of the FPV backpack. Now let's move to the not so fun part, which are the batteries. But as much as they're not really fun to talk about, they're obviously super important. I have this Tovo bag with me, which is great to carry backpacks, especially when you travel. And inside this pouch we have I think around maybe 25 batteries, I think. There's a mix of batteries. I usually run 6S 1300s for my 5-inch quads and 1300s 4S for my Protecs and my Cinwhoops. But recently Ovonic has sent me these bad boys here. These are 1550 milliampere and 100C. And I actually really like these ones. These are a bit heavier, but obviously you have more flight time, and on the Titan XL5 these work like a charm, so I highly recommend these. And then also we have the Ovonic 1300 120C. These are very powerful. I've used them once before because I only just got them, and they are actually crazy. So these are great on the Nazgul because the Nazgul is a bit smaller than the Titan and flies a bit more agile. So highly recommend these batteries as well. These are always with me. And then I have Then I have the Big Daddy FPV batteries with me, which are 1300 4S. These ones are great as well. Now that we have covered pretty much the main parts of my backpack, let's cover the nitty-gritty. When flying FPV, it's obviously not just about the flashy drones, the fast batteries, the coolest goggles, or the coolest remote. It's also about those little parts which really make the difference. Sometimes you find yourself in a field and you miss that one screw and you can't shoot anymore. So make sure to listen carefully to the following part. All right, so I cannot stress enough. Always have a couple of spare SD cards with you. I usually have around 5 to 10 with me, so this is all filled in there. These little cases are super handy actually. They're super cheap, you can get them on Amazon. And I always have 5 to 10 SD cards with me. There's literally nothing worse when you don't have an SD card with you or you forgot about it. So just, you know, get into the flow of having at least 5 with you, so that way if you happen to forget one, you always have 4 spares. In terms of tools, you don't really need much, but there's some particular tools that you require. That's why I always have this thing here. This is multifunctional, it has everything I need. It allows you to screw and unscrew the propellers. You can screw on the GoPro mounts, and you know, any other sort of screws that are part of the drones are usually covered by this thing. So I highly recommend to get yourself one of those. This thing is from iFlight, but you can probably get them also from other stores. But yeah, this one is super handy. I also make sure that at all times I have a couple of spare screws with me, as well as some Allen keys, because you never really know, especially in the beginning of FPV. You receive your B&F quad and it's ready to go. You don't even think about these little things. But further on the road, you realize that you want to have a copy of everything really. You always want to have a spare. So yeah, make sure you always have a spare screw with you, because there will be a moment where you don't have that screw, and that's when you're really screwed. Come on, you didn't get it? Screwed, being screwed. Anyways, let's move on. I would even go a step further and get yourself a pouch like this and just fill it with things that you could potentially need. And by potentially, I really mean potential. I mean, there is, some spare straps for your batteries. We have some zip tie if you need to attach something to the drone that you don't have a mount for. A spare goggle cable, which is super important, because there was once upon a time I left this on a shoot in the middle of nowhere and had to go back for it because I didn't have a spare one. What else do we got here? We have some rubber bands. We got more spare ties. We got a wrench, which is also super important. Just ensure if you're traveling, do not keep that in your carry-on. Put it in your checked luggage, because they will take this away from you. And trust me, they've taken this away from me at least 10 times so far. And what else do we got here? Oh, Sour Patch. See, I'm prepared for literally anything. And finally, the last piece to the puzzle, I always have my laptop and my SD card reader with me. I would hold into the camera right now, but it's currently in use behind me, so I can't do that. Being able to review my footage on the laptop is much easier for me to see if there's something that I want to improve in the next flight. And also I'm able to now instantly stabilize my footage with the new function of Real Steady. So that way I'm also able to see if, for example, I want to shoot one of my friends doing a backflip. It's very hard to keep him in frame, and when you stabilize your footage, there could be a chance of him being out of the frame. So that way I'm always on top of the game. I know exactly this shot works or doesn't, and if I need to, I have to do it again. Another reason why I always ensure to have my laptop and SD card reader with me is because I like to have the freedom of being able to back up my footage, because trust me, there is nothing worse than when you're getting the money shot and somehow your SD card gets corrupted. Trust me, it has happened to me multiple times. It's the worst feeling in the world. So moving forward, whenever I get a good shot, I take it off the GoPro, chuck it into the SD card, and make sure to back it up on my laptop. And that's it. This is pretty much everything that goes inside my FPV backpack. And I really hope you learned a thing or two today. I know there's a lot of things that go in this bad boy, but trust me, it's worth it, because it allows me to create the best possible content to my capabilities. And I really hope that you guys learned a thing or two as well today. Whether you're in the beginning of your FPV journey or already deep down the track, I really hope there was something that you were able to pick up. If there's anything that's still unclear or you have any questions, please drop them down below. And also, if there's anything that you think should go inside my FPV backpack, let me know. I'd love to know. You know where to find me. Reach out to Instagram to me as well if you want. But for now, stop thinking, start flying. Let's get it.